Here's to Disability Pride Month. That's right. Come here, Mama.
And Coffee Talk mini-series about life with Gabriel.
That's right. And to you, my friend, to you.
Gabriel.
There, cheers.
Cheers.
Everybody's got their coffee?
Yeah.
We're here today. We wanted to do a very, very special video today, and not just this one, for a couple of different videos I think this is going to turn into, in honor of July, which is Disability... He likes July! July being Disability Pride Month, right? So we wanted to really give you, Saftronauts, and have a moment where we were all sitting and talking together about the realities of life with Gabe and the background, so you guys can see the full picture of, you know, what led to where we are now, right? And what it's like living with Gabriel, right, Matt? That's right. He's very excited for a family vacation.
You said July, and he's like,
I know, yeah, July. And so we're gonna get into some real topics today, but you know, so and it's all in honor of this month, right? Yeah. Anything anyone want to add to that?
Here's to
Disability Pride Month.
Here's to Disability Pride Month. That's right. Come here, Mama.
And Coffee Talk mini-series about life with Gabriel.
That's right. And to you, my friend, to you.
Gabriel.
There, cheers.
Cheers.
So I think we should start this off by letting you two take the reins, since it all started with you two. And like
I was there.
Are they the parents?
Mom and
Mom?
cameraman.
Dad?
Cameraman.
Oh, sorry.
Cameraman was there.
Cameraman was there.
Cameron.
So like, what you know, what was it like when? Why don't you take us through what was it like, and feel free to like you know, you can talk to us, talk to the Saftronauts. You know, when you knew that you were going to have twins, and then part two to that. Actually, we'll get to part two to that after that. What was it like? Did you know that you were going to have Kira and Gabriel?
No.
Okay.
No.
To reiterate, did you know you were going to have two amazingly awesome brother...
System shut down. To reiterate, did you know that you were going to have two attention-stealing...
I got it. I'm going to pull the string and she'll speak.
No, we had no idea. I'm just curious. I want to see how he remembers it.
Okay.
It's the setup, see? It's the setup. It's what happens in every marriage. I'm going to speak and I'm going to get it all wrong, but I was there.
In the doctor's office is when we first find out. Let's see.
This is my most vivid memory. My most vivid memory. We went to get a sonogram, and we're in the technician's office. And Mom was laying there, and the technician was moving the scope over the abdomen and such, and had the sound on, and eventually said, "Oh, there it is."
The heartbeat.
Heard the heartbeat, and we were all happy. Mom had this glow about her,
and you could see the little.
And you could see the little
outline.
the little outline on the monitor and such, and we were all giddy. And then all of a sudden, the technician goes, "Oh, and there's the other one."
Yeah.
I said, "What?" What do you mean the other one?
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
said, "You're going to be proud parents of twins," and my mouth went.
Do you know which one of us you saw first?
No,
we
I
had
don't.
part two.
But I just remember that one line, and here's the other one.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
He got it actually 100% right.
You got it right.
Yes, he did.
Extra points for the
I think I
cameraman.
just like lay there staring at the screen. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it was a wow moment.
Yeah. And then Dad and I, you know, we kind of left in total shell shock. And I remember walking out of the OB office, the OBGYN medical building, and we went and we stood outside, and there was the concrete divider that separated stuff, and we just kind of leaned up against it. We didn't talk for a really long time, and we just kind of looked at each other. And
Taking it in.
And then we just looked and we're like, did what happened actually happen? You know, did that really happen? And we're like, yeah. And we're like, what are we gonna do? Because here we have a six-year-old son. We were planning on going from 1 to 2. We're about to jump from 1 to 3, and we just had no idea how to handle it. You know, financially, emotionally. You know, how are we gonna?
And this was just
separate ourselves to and give everybody the attention that they need. You know, and Nick not suffering. Because usually, a lot of kids feel neglected when a new sibling comes in. It's hard enough with one, but all of a sudden 2. So it was a bit of a shell shock, but it eventually grew on all of us.
I was just gonna ask if this is before you didn't know that.
We had no idea about Gabriel.
Okay,
we had no
so
idea.
it was just the twin part.
Yeah.
So you were dealing with at first it's like how are we gonna handle this?
Yeah, the reality of having 2 babies come into the house, and the car. One of the biggest. The best part was our car, because we had a Subaru Outback at the time, and
Good plug.
Dad.
Good plug.
That's true. Dad refused to accept the fact that we could keep this car with a car seat for a toddler. And now we were going to need 2 baby seats. It was just not
Here it comes.
possible.
Brace yourself.
It took a while, but eventually we convinced him that we had to go into the caravan. The minivan.
You just didn't want a minivan?
Oh,
No! I don't want a minivan.
It was taking away from,
I don't get it.
well, because that was like, very... His family,
Getting rid of the cool
So,
cars.
So the Outback had it was long, it was spacious, but it had a nice sporty look, and that's fine, and but minivan and that's what minivan.
For the younger folks in the room, what are you talking about?
Okay, there's a big difference between a sporty 2-seater, I can't describe the Outback to you, but all right.
The reality was that
A minivan
having twins was
yeah.
going to mean that we're going to need double of everything.
We're gonna need a bigger
So we
boat.
need a much bigger stroller, if not 2. We need 2 car seats, and we have to fit the 3 of us and maybe other
Right.
folks.
Ah.
And there's porta cribs and all the accessories that come with having a newborn and then moving up, blah blah blah.
And
So we need more space.
we needed more space, which meant Dad had to give up the car.
Sorry, Dad.
I'm still here.
It's not too late. You can still get your sports car.
Yeah.
One day we'll get you that someday.
Yeah.
So then what was it like? So like you're saying about like the initial find out you had twins.
Mm-hmm.
When did you?
Find out.
Yeah, when did you
About
find
Gabriel?
out about Gabriel having Down syndrome? Down syndrome?
Okay, so because I was over 30, they want how old? Like 34, 33, 34, something like that. They wanted, they had suggested us doing an amnio, which is something that's very typical when you're over 30 in the beginning of a pregnancy, just to see if everything is okay. But Dad and I decided not to do it because there was a risk if we had done an amnio, I could go into labor pretty much immediately, and I could lose one, if not both babies. So we didn't want to take that chance. So everything seemed normal. So we progressed with the pregnancy, and everybody was growing fine. You had baby A. We didn't want to know the sex of the babies, so we had baby A and baby B. I don't remember which one.
We just made a big mistake. Aw, baby.
The pregnancy was moving along fine. The babies were growing, baby A and baby B. Yeah, the baby B. And everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, so the babies were supposed to be born in September. Yeah, roughly in September. And then somewhere, because I was teaching at the time, somewhere around April, May, right? Yeah, around April or May, I was starting to have premature contractions. And I needed to, I didn't have to go on bed rest as of yet. but I had modified, so I was teaching from the desk at school, which was really cool. I
don't know if they know that, by the way. I would say so. Mom, like for context, Mom is how many years are we coming on now?
25 years as a high school teacher.
25 years as a high school math teacher.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
How's you been out?
Me.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would be at the desk, and one of my students was, as I talked, would do the writing on the board. And it went on like that for a few weeks, and then they decided I couldn't do it anymore. It was getting too dangerous, so I went on bed rest, but I meant with the couch or upstairs, and they gave me some kind of a medicine that was left in my leg and it had like a pump, and throughout the day I would get this injection medicine that kept the contractions down because it was too soon for the babies to be born. But again, everything was still normal. And then Dad and I went for a routine sonogram.
1 second, we're having a changing of location.
Change of guard. We went for the routine sonogram, and during the sonogram, there appeared to be something wrong. One of the babies, I think it's baby A, is on the bottom, if I remember correctly. The baby A was not really growing. There was a significant size difference now between both babies. And they suspected that there was something wrong. And there seemed to be an irregularity, I believe, with the heart as well. So they were saying we should have an amnio done at this point. They told us about all these different kinds of diseases that could be fatal for a baby, and they needed to know what was wrong so that they would know what type of intervention to do when we gave birth. So at this point, I was, about 8 months pregnant. 7 and change.
Yeah, probably 7 and change.
Almost 8, because altogether they were 7 weeks premature. So almost 7 months, I guess, something to that effect. And we had to do the amnio because now there was no choice. So we did the amnio, and literally within 48 hours, I went into labor.
Now this part. So we went in for a routine checkup, and
No.
No.
We were in the kitchen.
Were you there?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
Well, what I remember is
No, that's
going
the
into
after.
the examination room.
That's after. Can we start with how we found out about him? Because at this point we haven't found out yet.
Oh.
That's what the point of the question was.
All right.
No,
Come
we're
on.
not.
Where are we?
So we had the amnio.
Cut this part.
They had the amnio, and they were rushing the results to California so that they could find out what was wrong with baby A. So, and I remember, and this I remember very vividly. We were in the kitchen, and we got a phone call. Or actually, no, it was right before the phone call. I didn't break my water, but there were definitely some symptoms that signified that I probably was in labor. But because I had medication in my leg, I wasn't feeling the contractions. And right after that happened, and we were about to get things going, the phone rang. And it was the doctor's office with the results from the amnio, and it's at this point that they tell us that baby A has Down syndrome, and that they're
Wait a minute, did you say that again, Gaby?
you had Down syndrome.
Say it down.
Well, you said it one moment, he'll come back.
And I just remember, it wasn't just the Down syndrome, but it was also that they suspected, something really was wrong with the baby. I hung up the phone and I kind of just looked at your dad, and he looked at me, and because he could hear the conversations, I think it was on speaker. And this is very vivid. I just, I collapsed. Sorry.
It's okay to feel things. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So we both just sat on the floor, crying in each other's arms for quite a while. And then I said, I think we should do something about the fact that I might be in labor. So I called the doctor, and he said, you need to get to the hospital immediately, that I was probably in labor. Not probably, I was definitely in labor. So that's when we got everything in action.